Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We've all been stuck at home for a while now, and if you're anything like me, you probably thought that motivation would have got a little bit easier as time went on, but no, it's just a yo-yo of emotions. Is it going to be a good day? Is it going to be a bad day? Who knows? No one knows. I don't know. So if you, like me, are feeling the struggle, here are some tips on how to feel motivated and productive during this crazy time. Starting with tip number 1, you do not have to be motivated or productive. It's a pandemic. You will not lose that job opportunity if you don't write to that casting director. If you don't make your TikTok mini series, the National Theatre will not shun you. It is absolutely okay to just survive right now, and it's also okay if one day you can do all the things and the next day all you can do is get out of bed. If that's what you're doing, if you're just surviving, then great, because we want you to survive and we want you here when this is all over so we can make theatre and hug each other and have coffee. I don't even like coffee, but I want to have coffee with you, so keep surviving, please. But if you're watching this video, you're probably in a place where you can take on a little bit more and just need a bit of help getting there. So, tip number 2, find tasks that you enjoy and that you can make a daily habit. All of the productive things I've been able to do during lockdown are things that I enjoy unambiguously, that I can do every day, that don't have a specific end goal, and that even if I do them for just 2 minutes, I've done the thing and I can be like, I did the thing I wanted to do today. I've been doing 100 days of practice, mostly on my ukulele, so check out my Instagram if you want to see how I've been getting on. And I've been doing Spanish because for some reason my brain can handle Spanish. And with the level of Spanish I already have, that basically just means listening to some Spanish every day. I'm listening to more than some Spanish. I'm listening to the Harry Potter audiobook in Spanish. I've learned so much magic related vocabulary you would not believe. Am I going to use it in everyday life? No, but I know it. Escoba, broomstick, love it. That's getting cut. At the moment, to be honest with you, I cannot get my brain to focus on writing to casting directors. I just can't. I know I probably could and I should. I've got the time, but I can't do it. That's working towards a goal that seems very intangible to me. And studies have shown that when your brain is in survival mode, it's very difficult to focus on goals that are far in the future because your brain is concentrating on how do I survive right now. It's just not happening. It's so much easier to say, I will sing a song from my rep every day, or I will read a scene from a play every day, or I will do a ballet bar warm-up every day. And those activities are still helping you towards your long-term career goals. So it's great. It's a no-brainer. Tip number 3, find healthy ways to try and combat your negative thoughts and emotions. Mind.org has great resources on everything to do with mental health, so I'll link them below. But here's a couple of exercises that I've used throughout my life that I think right now might be really helpful to you. The first exercise is, if you're feeling down or upset or low, write down what's happened or what's happening and how you're feeling about the situation, and then write a compassionate response to yourself about those feelings, as if you were telling a friend who'd said, I'm feeling this way. For example, if you've written to a casting director and they haven't replied to your email and that makes you feel down and you start to doubt yourself, it can be hard to think objectively about that situation when you're in your feelings. But if a friend told you that that had happened, firstly, you'd probably be way kinder to your friend than you would be to yourself, because we're always kinder to other people than to ourselves. And secondly, you'd be able to see it more objectively, and you might say something like, well, casting directors don't usually reply to actors, but they still like getting emails from them and knowing how actors are getting on and finding new talent. So the fact you haven't got a reply is probably nothing to do with you. That casting director is really busy. Giving that kind of response to yourself can be really helpful, and I actually use that exercise all the time when I'm feeling particularly down. The second exercise, it's kind of 2 exercises, is if you're worrying about the future and what's going to happen, you can use a worry tree and/or worry time. A worry tree is when you think about whatever's worrying you and you say to yourself, is there anything I can do right now at this moment to solve this issue? If the answer is yes, then you go and do the thing that's going to help. If the answer is no, you say to yourself, is there anything that I can do later? If the answer is yes, there is something you can do, but not right now, schedule in doing that thing at some point and then forget about it. If the answer is no, there isn't anything you can do about that worry to make it better, then forget about it. And this stops you wasting time and energy worrying about things, because you can either do something about it or you can't. If you find it difficult to stop yourself worrying about things even when you know there's nothing you can do, you can use worry time. And that's when you choose a set time in the day to worry about things at that time for a set amount of time. Ideally, this wouldn't be right before bed, because then you go to bed still worrying about the thing. But let's say you choose your time for worry time to be 5 in the evening, 5 p.m. Any worries that come up during the day, whatever they may be, you make a note of them, maybe write them down, and you say to yourself, I will worry about that during my worry time. And then when 5 o'clock comes round, you take all the worries that you have noted down throughout the day, you sit for maybe half an hour and you worry about them for half an hour. And then at 5:30, when that half an hour is up, you say, cool, I've had my worry time, let's go on and do something else. And then you find something very active to do. Maybe at 5:30 you start making dinner. I love worry time because it doesn't make you push down the worry, which is not helpful. It's not helpful to pretend that things that worry us don't exist. But it stops the worry from consuming you in the moment. And actually, quite a lot of the time, you will probably find that when it gets to worry time, something that you were really worried about when you first thought about it at 10 in the morning, when it gets to 5 o'clock, you can't actually worry about it that much because you've got out of that moment of worry. Those are just 2 exercises that I've used in my life, which is why I feel happy recommending them to you. But the important thing is find healthy ways to deal with those negative emotions and don't just push them down or self-medicate or anything like that. Hiya, me from the editing room. I just wanted to clarify that the reason this clip is in here is because not only do negative thoughts and emotions inhibit our abilities to feel motivated and be productive with whatever we want to achieve, as I'm sure you would agree, but negative coping mechanisms can also exacerbate that. So that's why it's important to find healthy ways to confront your emotions, especially because now is a really stressful time. And so if you're finding difficulty in motivating yourself or being productive with things you want to do, it might be because you're stressed, because you're anxious, because you're feeling low. And it might not even be that you're fully aware of that. The feelings aren't so strong that you're aware that that's what's happening, but they are. So that's why it's important to find healthy ways to cope with these emotions. And like I said, I will leave links in the description from reputable sources if you want any more information. Tip number 4. Find or make projects. Like I said, you don't have to create anything right now or produce anything right now, but if you want to, then go for it. There are so many platforms for video. There's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Vimeo, there's SoundCloud for music. You could write a blog, you can do a podcast. There are so many free platforms for you to share what you want to create with the world and with an audience. You don't have to write original content, although if you want to, then that's great. But even recording and posting a cover of a song or recording a monologue is something creative that you can do if you need that kind of creative outlet. If you're nervous about sharing things on social media, firstly, you don't have to share them at all. You can just make them for yourself and show friends and family at a later date. Or you can use caveats when you post. It's one of the reasons I love 100 Days of Practice, because if I decide to post a video from my session, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's practice. I'm practicing. That's the point. And tip number 5 is to remember that reflection and learning are also productive activities. It can be very easy to think that productivity is making things and doing things all the time and always being busy and always on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But that's not true. Successful people, and I know that success is subjective, but people who most of us would consider to have been successful in their lives actually build in a lot of time for learning new things and reflecting on their performance. So use this time when you don't have to be anywhere, most likely, you don't have as many obligations, maybe, to build in time to reflect and to learn new things. Even if it's just new things about your craft, like take time to practice things, take time to listen to new shows or find and read new plays, whatever it may be. And a final thought I'd like to add as I've been filming this video is listen to what your brain and your body are telling you they need. Obviously, you know yourself better than anyone else, and you will know if you're binge watching Netflix because you're just feeling lazy, or if that is all you can bring yourself to do right now. But you will not be productive if you're trying to force yourself to do things that you are finding overwhelming. So really listen to your body and be kind to yourself, guys. If your goal is to do things, you'll be able to do more. If you're kind to yourself, you listen to your body. When you're like, yeah, I'm feeling motivated, I'm gonna do this, you do it. And when you're like, I really can't, you don't, and you save it for another day. That's why I was filming this video today. Last night I was like, I've got an idea for a video, and wrote the script. This morning I was like, yeah, still feeling it, so I'm gonna film it while I'm in the mood and I know that I've got time to do it. So really listen to your body, and that will help you do things. So those are my tips on how to stay motivated and productive during this difficult time. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me to grow my channel. Stay tuned for more theatre content from a UK perspective, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, friends!